All right, let's talk about something that drives a lot of us crazy. We're going to tackle this paradox. Why do some of the most talented people we know just hit a wall in their careers? We're going to dig into the hidden forces that cause this kind of stagnation and, more importantly, uncover the one thing, the one core principle that can build a truly unstoppable career. Let's get right into it.
So here's the big question, right? Why do talented people stay stuck? And you know exactly who I'm talking about. It might even be you. Someone who's brilliant, they're skilled, they have all the potential in the world, but they're just not moving. So what's holding them back? I can tell you, it's almost never about a lack of talent. The real answer? Well, it's something a lot more subtle, something happening just beneath the surface.
The truth is, the answer starts with these invisible walls we build around ourselves. So let's meet them. Let's meet your inner saboteurs. These are the mental patterns that are quietly, sneakily undermining our best efforts.
Okay, first up, we've got the perfectionist. And this one is so tricky because it feels like a good thing, right? It feels like a virtue. We tell ourselves, oh, I just have high standards. But let's be real for a second. If we're really honest, it's usually just a shield. It's something we hide behind to avoid the risk of actually doing something and, being seen as anything less than perfect.
And that right there, that's the hidden trap of perfectionism. It's what's blocking you from getting to that next level. It creates this vicious cycle where you never finish, you never launch, you never ship the project because, well, it's just never perfect enough. And what does that do? It guarantees you stay exactly where you are, just endlessly polishing something that never ever sees the light of day.
All right, let's talk about the next saboteur. And honestly, this one's a big one for a lot of us. It's the fear of judgment. You know that little nagging voice in your head? The one that's always asking, but what will they think? Yeah, that's it. It's the fear of being criticized, of being misunderstood, or even just being noticed for all the wrong reasons.
And let me tell you, that fear of judgment, it steals opportunity. It's an absolute thief. It's the reason we say no to that speaking gig. It's what stops us from sharing that really big idea we had in a meeting. It keeps us from even applying for the promotion. And every single time we let that fear win, an opportunity just vanishes. Poof, gone forever.
In our third saboteur, I think we all know this one intimately, the overthinker. Oh yeah, this is when you're just lost in a maze of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, right? You're analyzing every single possible outcome until you are just completely and utterly paralyzed.
We have to reframe this. Overthinking is silent career sabotage. It's not a sign of how smart you are. It's just sabotage. It's a silent killer of momentum. Because think about it. You spend all your energy thinking about doing the thing, and you've got no energy left to actually, do the thing.
So you've got these three saboteurs, right? The perfectionist, the fear of judgment, the overthinker. And they're all working together. They have one single goal, to keep you locked inside what I call the gilded cage of comfort. And sure, it feels safe in there. It feels cozy. But staying put has a very, very real cost.
Let's just be super direct about this. Your comfort zone costs you money. Plain and simple. Staying where it's comfortable, where it's predictable, that has a real, tangible financial cost. It costs you potential raises, promotions, new business ideas, all the good stuff that exists outside of that comfort zone. And this is the thing, right? Comfort today delays wealth tomorrow. That's the trade-off you're making. The ease and security you're choosing right now, it's a direct trade for the financial growth and the wealth you could be building for your future. It's a delay that just gets bigger and bigger over time.
Okay, so we've met the villains of our story, right? Now, it's time to introduce the hero. And listen, the hero isn't talent. It's not genius. It's not luck. It's the one truly unbeatable advantage that literally anyone can develop. It's discipline.
And this comparison right here, it's everything. Look, on one side, you've got the smart and talented person. They rely on their initial skill, they wait for the perfect conditions, and they're super prone to overthinking. But then, on the other side, you have the consistent and disciplined person. They're building unstoppable habits. They take daily action. They're not just smart, they have a prepared mind. They aren't waiting, they're acting, building, and preparing, day in and day out.
And here's the bottom line. Smart people lose to consistent ones. I'm going to say that again. Smart people lose to consistent ones. Over the long haul of a career, the person who just shows up every single day, that's the person who will always outperform the one who just relies on being smart. Consistency builds this momentum that raw talent alone just can't compete with.
See, discipline quietly builds unstoppable careers. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's the quiet daily practice of just laying one brick at a time, especially on the days you really don't feel like it. And that daily practice, that's what slowly but surely builds an unstoppable career. Trust me, your salary, your opportunities, they all follow that quiet daily effort.
Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But the big question is how? How do we actually put this into practice? How do you break free from those saboteurs and actually build that discipline? Well, the answer is probably simpler than you think. It all starts with one thing: action.
And this is one of the biggest mindset shifts you can possibly make. Confidence grows after action, not before. See, most of us have it completely backwards. We think we need to feel confident before we can act. But the truth, it's the exact opposite. You have to act first, especially when you're scared. Confidence isn't the cause of action, it's the result of it.
And what this does is it creates this incredible upward spiral of action. It all starts with one small daily action, just one. That tiny bit of movement proves to your brain that the fear was overblown, so the fear, it starts to melt away. And as the fear recedes, guess what grows? Confidence. And only then, once you're already moving, does a clear strategy start to emerge. Because think about it, right? You can't steer a parked car.
So let's bring this all home. Let's talk about building your inevitable future. What we're really talking about here is connecting these small, seemingly insignificant daily actions to the massive long-term results you actually want in your career and in your life.
Because tiny habits create massive careers. This is the magic of compounding, my friend. You know, 1 hour of learning a day, one extra sales call, one page written, they all seem so tiny in the moment, right? Almost pointless. But over years, these tiny habits compound into expertise, into promotions, into achievements that, well, to everyone else, they just look like an overnight success.
Think of it like this. Your future respects small discipline. The future isn't some random thing that just happens to you. Nope, it's something that responds to you. It respects and it rewards the small, consistent disciplines that you practice today.
And that's how it all comes together. Discipline turns your dreams into something inevitable. With enough consistent, disciplined action, your goals, they stop being these hopeful, maybe one-day dreams, and they start becoming inevitable outcomes. Discipline is the engine that transforms I wish into I will.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. What small discipline will you start today? And seriously, forget the 5-year plan for just a second. Forget the massive, intimidating goal. What is the one tiny, repeatable action you can commit to starting today that your future self is going to thank you for? Because that's it. That's where it all begins.